Hey everyone, and I'm here again with our special guest from Seattle, Kendra Long, a leading personal injury attorney who helps women that have been hurt or injured get justice and get the support they deserve. And today we're talking about why it's important to be careful what you share and talk about with friends and family on social media after an accident. Good to have you, Kendra.
Hi, nice to see you.
Now, before we get started, if you've had an accident or you just need some questions answered right now, just go to injuredwomen.com. That's injuredwomen.com, and you'll get a free assessment, some immediate next steps, and above all, some peace of mind. Now, we were talking before the show about this thing about social media, and you were saying to me, this is a great big minefield for people after they've had an accident. Do you just want to sort of hit a couple of points for us?
Yeah, social media is one of the biggest problems that I see in a case.
Well, we're on it right now, I mean.
So everybody wants to post about their accident on social media. It's a big event in their life. It's really important to them. They are really looking for support and connection. But when they post, that information's not private. That information is not confidential. You don't know who is looking at it. So the insurance companies are absolutely looking at you, looking you up on social media. Defense attorneys are looking you up on social media, and they will use that information against you.
Right. Okay. So what you're really saying is do not post about your accident on social media, even though sometimes you want that support.
Absolutely. Yeah. Call your mom, call a friend if you must, but just refrain from posting about it, because when you post, you open up for comments from other people and you can't control what they're going to say. So perhaps you post about your accident and then your very well-meaning friends post something like, "Oh my gosh, again, you were just in another accident last month." So now the insurance company's like, "Oh, they were in another accident. Oh, their injuries aren't my fault."
Right, there you go. But also, I mean, you were saying just talking about what you're doing, right? Oh, I went to pick my son up and and well, hold on, I thought you were not able to deal with your children at this time.
Yeah, exactly. So people post a lot to social media, and we all know that like a lot of it is not actually real life. It's like one post picture. So perhaps you take this beautiful Mother's Day photo with your child and you're holding them up and you're all smiling so beautifully. And it's wonderful. And maybe you put your child down and you're in excruciating pain, but you just wanted your one Mother's Day picture to post.
But we don't see that bit.
But we don't see that. All the insurance company is going to see is that you are holding your child up when your doctor is telling you not to lift more than 10 pounds and you are going in reporting 7 out of 10 pain. It just doesn't make sense, and they're going to use it against you.
Right. Okay. Now, and you said you've got a special warning for people with shared accounts. Just want to talk about that.
Yeah. So sometimes spouses, partners, friends, even, they'll have a shared account. Sometimes people have a shared account with their children. There's no way to know who is posting to that account under which party is posting to that account. So you post a beautiful picture and say, "I went for a really long walk today. It was so nice to get out." And then the insurance company says, "I see on your Facebook that you went for a really long walk on March 15th. And maybe it was your wife that went on a really long walk, but have fun proving that. Like, it's just, like they don't know, and they're going to use it against you.
It's just causing problem after problem when you didn't need to have it.
Yeah. My best advice is refrain from posting. Do not post on social media. If you cannot, for some reason, limit your posting, make sure that you have locked down to the highest privacy settings possible. Do not accept people as your friends if you do not know them personally. Do not allow people to tag you in photos. Keep everything really close in connection, and just do not.
So while your case is open, immediately go in and change all of the privacy settings to the highest possible, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
But I have to say that with a caveat, because there are times that if a case proceeds to litigation, that I have seen in interrogatories that the defense is requesting either your Facebook or Instagram username and password, or they want copies of all of your social media accounts with comments and everything. So even if you've locked it down and then you continue posting, if it's litigated, it's possible that they're still going to see that.
Yeah. So if you want to be super safe and have an easier life, just don't go on social media a while and just say to your friends, look, I'm injured, I'm in a case, and right now social media is not the place for me to be.
Or post pictures of your dinner, or post pictures of your dog, or post,
Yeah, but then they're going to say, well, who cooked that dinner? Did you cook that dinner? You were slaving away in the kitchen for 3 hours. You got a bad back.
Take pictures of your takeout.
Okay. All right. Now, social media is one thing, but you also said conversations also can be dangerous. Just explain that to our listeners.
Yeah. So conversations, be aware of who you're talking to. Be aware that you do not have a confidential or privileged relationship with most of the people that you talk to in your day. So your spouse, for example, has a privileged relationship with you. He can't be dragged into court and forced to talk about all the things that you've told him about how you're feeling. But your best friend can. Your clergyman can't. Your attorney can't. But your best friend can, your mom can, your child can. So these are all people that ultimately could be brought into the case to talk about what you're doing, how you're feeling, what they've witnessed, what you've told them. And there's exceptions, but it's a possibility. So just really be aware. And it's really hard for people because
it is hard. It is hard. Yeah.
And they need that support in that time in their life.
And I think for women especially, women need to communicate. They're great communicators, and they spend a lot of time talking with each other about issues in their lives. It's a special thing. So to say it's hard is an understatement, I think.
It's very difficult, especially in a time where you need to be reaching out to people more, asking for support, because you can't do the things that you normally can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
but
absolutely.
When you're having these conversations, just be aware, because sometimes a text message that you send joking, like, oh yeah, I took a 5-mile run today, winky face, and your friend totally knows that you're joking. She knows that you're joking because she knows that yesterday she came over and you were laying on the couch, like curled up in the fetal position because you were in so much pain. But when somebody's reading those text message exchange between the two of you, they don't know that you're joking. It just looks like you went on a 5-mile run.
Just coming back to the social media thing, though, I also think sometimes from trying to communicate the injury, some people might be saying, couldn't pick my kid up from school today, couldn't pick them out of the cot, but you would say be careful about that too, wouldn't you? Because it looks... So don't do one and don't do the other, really.
Don't do one and don't do the other. And I say it just because it invites comments and commentary for other people. Like, you post that you can't pick your kid up out of the car, and your friend's like, oh, your back went out last month too. Oh, this is so tough. Or, oh, wow, you're always not able to pick your kid up from school. Surprise, surprise. I mean, you just don't want,
Yeah, but even if they don't comment, if they're posting this all the time, it looks like they're maybe trying to get a better settlement than they're due, or
it could make them look like they're like exaggerating, or
that's what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. It can make it look like you're exaggerating if you're always posting about, how much pain you're in multiple times a day, how this has impacted your life. And I, as an attorney, know that people are in pain all the time after their accident. Their doctors know that they're in pain all the time, and how much it's
you don't need to keep posting it, right?
But just don't be sharing it on social media, because you can't actually control that information. That information is not private. It is owned by all those social media companies, and you can't control what other people do with your information or who they share it with.
It's really, really great advice. Look, for everybody listening to this today, if you found this useful, if you go to injuredwomen.com, you've got questions, you'll get a free case assessment, and you'll be able to get a plan of action and some immediate next steps that I think will make you feel a whole lot better and give you some peace of mind. Look, Kendra, it's a pleasure. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
And we'll have you back on soon, all right?
Wonderful.
All right. Speak soon.
Bye.